guys, Glenn here from jazzpianolessons.online, and today I've got a tutorial for you guys on All Things You Are, a great little piece of music that really is a jazz standard and one that is well worth knowing for any aspiring jazz musician. So I'm gonna kind of do it in a few parts, be a longer lesson probably than what I've usually done, because we're going to cover quite a lot of material. So we're going to look at a really basic version of it and how you can kind of learn the piece of music by kind of following that. And if you're a beginner jazz piano player, then that'll be really great for you. Then we're also going to look at some more advanced harmony, and it won't be a systematic lesson as most of my lessons are, but it'll be kind of like, hey, this is what's going on in my mind as I'm playing this, and you can take a few ideas from that as you go. And then we're going to look at some improvising as well, and what kind of things we could do over the top of that. All right. So first thing is there is an intro that's kind of a standard kind of intro. It was featured in the Nubrial book, and so therefore it was. I guess it's something that a lot of musicians have played. Starts off with this with these ninth chords. A D flat 9 chord. Here's D flat 7. There's D flat 7, the dominant chord. Sharp 9 is what I meant to say. With the sharp 9, here's 9, so 8, 9. So this is sharp 9. Okay. Now I'm leaving out the A flat. Okay, so we've got a semitone drop here. And then a fifth. Same thing, but down to semitone. So it's C 7 sharp 9. Back to the D flat 7 sharp 9. Alright, so that's the intro, okay? And then you'd play the standard however you want to play it. I don't usually play that intro, I kind of usually just go straight into it, but it's up to you what you want to do. But it's worthwhile knowing that intro. All right, so the really simple version of what I'm going to show you is playing the melody and playing 1 and 7 in your left hand. So let's just say here's the third. Let's pretend we're going to go in the this is just in C major, right? Okay, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's our 1, 7, and then 3. We're going to use that voicing, okay, for a lot of it, just to kind of get to know the song a bit. And if this is, one of the first jazz songs that you've tried, then this might be just great for you anyway, okay. Now this is the 3, the 7, they're the guide tones, and the guide tones, I've done a video on that before, you might want to go check that out, but the guide tones are basically telling you all your ear needs to know, okay? So it tells you if it's a major chord or a dominant chord or minor chord. And there's just the simple root note. Now if you had a bass player with you, wouldn't worry about that root note, but you'd play something else, some chords like that or something. Alright, so F minor is the first chord. Alright, there's F minor 7 in root position. But I'm going to leave out the A flat and the C. Okay, I'm leaving it out. And I'm just going to play the A flat in the right hand because that's the melody. Now the melody literally is most of the time 3. Okay, there's a lot of 3 and there's a little bit of 7 until we get to the B section. All right, so have a look at this. 3 of F minor, 3 of B flat minor. That's the 7 of B flat. Then we go to the E flat 7. That's 3. 7, 3, 7, 3, 7, 3, 7, 3. So you can see and then it continues on with that pattern as it goes around the cycle of fourths, which is one of the reasons why this is such an incredible piece to know. It actually teaches you so many of the things that you'll need to know when you're playing jazz. But from a point of view of playing a song, not just doing an exercise, which the exercises are great, etc. Right, going around the cycle of fourths or something like that. All right, doing some 2-5-1s. Okay, so we're going to do 3, 1, 7. Then we're going to do the same thing again. 3, 1, 7 of the B flat chord. There's the 7. I'm going to do 1, 7 there again. I played E flat major 7, and then 1, 7, 1, 7. And very simple. Same thing again. 1, 7, 1, 7. Just going to play that to start with. There's our 1, 7, right? And there's the 3. That's the melody. That's in our E flat chord, right? D7. This time I'm going to just play a 1 and a 3. Right, so that kind of makes up the chord. See how that's making up the chord? Back to the 1, 7. And then I've got 1, 7, 3, which is pretty much all the chord I need, right? So here it is again. I'm just going to change it up a bit here. An A minor 9 or an A minor 7 there. Okay. I'm going to go to a D7. Alright, like that. Now I'm just going to get rid of this E so the melody doesn't get in the way. Now I lifted up the pedal just so you wouldn't hear that clash. So there's a G7 there. I'm playing the 13. 7, 3, and the 13. Okay. 7, 3, 13. F sharp minor 7. I'm just going to play a what I call an open voicing. Back to that minor 7. This is an A flat with an A flat chord, so I'm going to play an A flat 9, major 9, right? So here's our 1, there's our 7, there's the 9, 3, there's the trail. And I'm putting the 9 because I've already got the A flat here. Alright? So that's kind of a fairly simple way to get through it. Learn that and learn that melody off by heart. I'll put a link to the chart that I've used in the comments below, so that'll help you. But also too, so let's go a little bit more in detail now. Let's have a look at some more extensions or different ways we could voice the chords. And I'm just going to kind of make up a few things and talk my way through it. Hopefully you get something of value out of that for you. All right. So I'm going to start off with this is my F minor 7 chord. Now I know it doesn't look like an F minor 7 chord. Here's what's going on in my mind. The 9, 3, and the 5, and I like this little cluster of notes that are kind of fairly close together. And I'm just going to kind of move around a bit of a cluster to start with. Sharp 5. Now I like that because we're going to resolve on this E, and all this sharp 5 and they're going to kind of resolve there. And there's my C major 7 with the 9 there, C major 9. That's an axis of a third voicing as well. I'm going to stick with that same voicing, but it's obviously it's the minor chord now. it's a quarter means like it's a fourth and another fourth and another fourth, all perfect fourths there. There's the melody. What I'm going to do here, we're going to go to let's just go with that. Okay, 1/7. Right, almost looks like just a root position on there. Imagine kind of that, but I've taken E flat down lower. There's my A flat chord there, A flat major 7. And I'm using these two together because I want to hear that tension. I'm not playing it too loud, but I want to hear that tension kind of just gently in the middle, kind of in you know, and it's interesting when you do voice some chords and you want a little bit of colour, a bit more tension in there, but you don't want to be doing too much, put it in the middle of the chord rather than putting it at the top. Alright, you'll hear that. Or maybe I'll put the third there. That sounds fine, but I think that kind of just hides it a little bit more. D7 in root position. Because of where the melody is really, there's not really a lot more you can do. I mean, you can do that. I've got small hands, so it doesn't work. I mean, I could use the pedal. Alright, there's a G major 7. Now here I'm going to play a G major chord. There's a G major 7. I'm going to use the 9. And I'm going to put the melody in my left hand. And then I'm just going to move up inversions here. So the melody's da, 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 da. Alright, so I'm going to do that. And just kind of change, right? See this? I'm going to chord here, the G chord, the D chord. Does that make sense? I'll use that 9. Then I might stay with that, change the chord to something that resembles A minor to some degree. Like kind of bringing that a little bit late to kind of give a little bit of something there. Spread voicing. 9. F sharp minor 7 flat 5. B7 flat 9. Is that E major 7? Here I might do. Yeah, I think we can get away with that because you know we had it before. Didn't sound too bad there, so that sharp 9 kind of works there because it still carries over from the it's just an E major 7, right? So it's not too much. Just moving my left hand around a bit there. Do some soloing. Alright. Now the first thing to obviously know, I mean when you're playing the song at all to start with, is to know what key it's in. It's in A flat major. So you've got your 4 flats, B, E, A, D, bead. Right. But it does change key quite a bit, right? So it starts off 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, okay? And then it changes key, goes into C major, then into E flat and G major, and so it changes around a fair bit. So you can't kind of just get, okay, I'm just going to play all these notes, right? Up and down. You've got to think a little bit more in, maybe for the first 4 bars, you can think A flat major if you want. That's just A flat major. You go to the D flat chord. You can probably still think the A flat for a little bit longer there. But now, when you hit that G7, or if you do 2/5 into the C, you're in C major now, right? So you've got to change the key there. So let's just watch that. I mean, I'm going from a couple of black notes, the 4 black notes, to all white notes. Now what I'm trying to do along the way is I'm trying to stay around my guide tones a little bit, which means for this song, if I play with the melody a little bit, it'll kind of, there'll be something there. You notice I resolved it on that D, you know, which is the 3rd of the C major 7, right? All right, we're going to go to the C minor chord. My mind there. I mean, you could use the Dorian, you could use that A flat there, because our next chord is F minor. Alright, because we're in, for that 4 bars, we're in the key of E flat, right? So this is 6 now, 2, 5, 1, right? 6, 2, 5, 1. But I used kind of a pentatonic, minor pentatonic there. For that C minor. You could do that if you wanted to, adding that D there. There's our F minor chord. There's the 3rd again. 3rd 7 changes. When we get to that D7, because the melody is an E flat there. When you're playing through soloing wise, if you're wanting to keep it similar to that, I mean, you might choose to go natural there anyway, but if you want to keep it similar to that, the E flat's still in there, right? So it's a D7 flat 9 chord, which gives you a couple of different options. You can kind of treat it like a, you know, there's a little bit of a diminished flavour there, so you can kind of treat something like that if you want to do that. I will often use the arpeggio when we get to that kind of a chord. So that's just the arpeggio without the D, right? And here's the guide tone, or the melody is that one. I could finish on the other, for the G, finish on the F sharp, right? And I'll play that, so that we've got the B in there. Quite as well. You probably want to add that G there. Not as much of a fan as that. I think that's much nicer. But I'll also use the diminished blues scale quite commonly. Is one that I like to use, and the diminished blues scale is a simple scale where you go half a step, then a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step. Some countries call that a semitone, going to a tone, semitone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. So if we start on D, so there's 3 of these chords, right? If you want to learn them, there's a one based on C. If you want to start on the C sharp and do the same thing, right, you'll get that. See that? Semitone, whole step, half step. Oops. What am I doing? I'm getting tired. So that one there, and also the one starting on D. Now when you go up to E flat, it's the same one again, right, as the C, because half step, whole step, half step. So the pattern restarts itself. Okay. So I learned them many years ago now as a C, and then starting then using them as different modes on that. It's not probably the best way to do it. That's how I did it, and an F version and a G version. kind of work out something. And then you kind of pick the one that's appropriate, right? So this is the D. So I know that the F1 is the one that's going to work really well for me, right? So see how that works? So I'll just go back a bit to the A flat chord. Alright, so I'll go from there. Alright, you could kind of use something like that. Now, I'm just going to do one more thing that I like to occasionally do, and that is, I'll keep going. Now I'm just going to try and do what I do quite a lot, which is to sing as I play. And you might have heard people like Keith Jarrett play so beautifully and sing well, and singing the notes to go. And as you sing the notes, you actually, it helps with your phrasing. It helps with making sure you take a breath, in your playing, because and it's so natural for us to listen to, because we're so used to listening to people talk. And so we're used to, even as you listen to my voice now, you can kind of hear my voice stopping and then starting again after I take a little breath. And that's the same kind of thing that we do when we're playing music. If your phrases go on and on and on forever, it can get really tiresome. It's not singable. Your solo should be in some ways singable. Not like in a pop sense, but the melodies are catchy even as you're soloing, right? You're not just playing as many notes as you possibly can. It's not your chance to show how fast you can play, though you might play fast at times as well. Right, so I'm going to kind of sing a little bit, think about the thirds, and I'm also going to, if there's any particular scales or that are a little bit out of the ordinary, I'll stop and talk about those as well. I'm going from there, okay? Back to the top, from the start, finish on the 7 there, the 3, it's kind of like just a 2-5 lift there, E flat major, A flat, bit of tension, it's not part of the chord, but I wanted to stick with sharp 9, sharp 11 there by accident. All right, guys, have an awesome week. If you like these, please subscribe, and let me know below in the comments anything that you'd like to know, and I'll try and get around to that whenever I can. All right, all the best.